goodies we got here. There's Jazz and Molly in their Christmas suit that Diane made them. This little Jazz in his bowl. We've got her glasses back here. A little sign that Kathy made her. A little bear that she made. This is what used to be her little fertilizer paddle that she had when she was at Fred Meyer. There's a picture of the family. And that's her favorite perfume back there. This was the first concert her and I went together. I got the ticket stub to it. This was her favorite cup. That was her name tag. This was our doggy treats. That was her sewing stuff. This is Darren's water bottle. That's a picture of her when she was in Fred Meyer. These are the little trinkets that the nurse gave her to when she was in the hospital. It's our marriage license. This picture here was her when she made her first dress when she was in high school. And she framed this picture a month before she passed away. Mm-hmm. This is the rose that Lisa laid on her bed when she passed away. Same day I met her. This is what she wrote me. I found this when I was going through stuff.
A lot of dresses.
These scissors over here were her favorite scissors that she wore around her neck when she was quilting.
With Joey and Molly.
This little garbage can was her favorite little garbage can that she used to have next to her chair in the front room. These are some earrings that she made. Mm. This was the first thing I got her when we first got together 31 years ago, her bathrobe. Still looks brand new. This is the box of change that Jacob sent her or David sent her years ago.
No.
This was it all.
No. No. Back. No.
I'm going to give this to Sam.
No.
This was a picture of us on the cruise. This was her favorite purse. She made this little doggy. She bought these walnuts up at the cancer center to make some stuff. That was the last purchase I think she made, so I kept it. This was all about or something. Oh, this was her telephone that I kept. She loved to make homemade soap. So that's her homemade soap that she used to make. With one of her favorite cups. These are coasters that a friend of mine made 30 years ago for her. He's no longer with us. He used to have a whole set. I don't know what happened to the set, but I saved one of them. This is a sweater that she started for Darren years ago, and she ended up finishing it for herself. She tore it out probably 3 or 4 times trying to make it. Took her a couple years to make it. A pair of socks that she won a ribbon on up at the fair. They probably took her a year to make because she kept tearing them out because of mistakes that were in them that nobody else could see, but she knew they were there. So this is the bat that we got in Kentucky last time we were there. These are her ashes. These are our wedding rings that we used to have.
I follow a recipe like once.
This is Molly, one of her favorite little doggies. There's Molly on the left. There's Timer on the right. Molly's the one that was in the urn. This is a poem that she wrote. This is her obituary. That's it.
Anyway, today my Aunt Pat couldn't be here, so she sent me this message so that she could convey some of her feelings. So she sent me this and said, my earliest childhood memories of my sister Diane was that she loved black licorice. Kevin, did you know that there is a baby picture of you eating black licorice as it was all over your face? Yes, I've seen it.
It was in one of those books I saw.
Yes. We had a neighbor that lived upstairs from us, and she would often send one of us to the store for her, and in return she would give us a 10 cents, a quarter. Didn't make much difference to us because it was more than we had. One day she gave me 2 quarters. I thought I was rich, so I walked to the drugstore that was a few blocks away and got 50 pieces of black licorice for my sister Diane. Boy, was Mom mad at me. I was just a kid, maybe 8 or 9. I didn't know we didn't have any food. After all, I should have known because we were hungry most of the time. That would have bought us a bag of beans and who knows what else. I just wanted to make my sister happy. A few years later, Diane and I was living with our Aunt Nene, and a big windstorm came along. It was a Columbus Day storm. Never seen anything like it before. I'm watching the fence sway back and forth, me and Diane going from window to window to watch, and there goes the patio roof over the house into the neighbor's yard. I have a picture of me and Diane sitting on the picnic table, her holding a bird's nest. Some things I don't remember, but after Diane was married to Don, our family moved back to Kentucky. Next memory was when Diane came to Kentucky with baby Kevin because our Grandpa Macaulay passed away. Diane and I was sleeping in the living room and on the sofa and made into a bed, and we heard and saw someone walking past the porch trying to get in. And we yelled for Daddy. Out he comes with his shotgun, but he couldn't find anyone. As the years went on, I became a teenager. Darren was now the baby of the family and would fly out to Oregon in the summer to see Aunt Nene and of course visit Diane and her family. I loved spending some days with Diane, and she always had a sewing project lined up for me, and that's how I got interested in sewing my own clothes. Diane was my hero and someone I always looked up to, and there wasn't anything she couldn't make or I would always tell my friends how talented she was. The most important thing she taught me, though, was to believe in myself. I told her I wanted to try out for cheerleader, but I wasn't popular enough or very good. She told me I could do anything I wanted to do, not to be afraid to try. I didn't try out, but the reason was I didn't know that it would cost so much money, which I didn't have, to buy uniforms and accessories. And Brian, I haven't forgot about you. I won a set of Holly Obby dolls, and there was a boy doll, and I gave it to you. I'm not sure if that was before or after your mom made you the large hobby boy on the horse wall hanging. When Michael 7 and Jennifer 3 birthday came around, I got tickets to the Ramblin' Rod cartoon show, and your mom and you went also. I still have the VHS tape and can see you sitting on the floor with all the other kids. I know this is long. I wanted to be there with you all today to celebrate Diane's life, but I have other responsibilities now. I love Diane, and I was glad I got to be there when she passed on. I think about her all the time and miss her terribly, but I'm thankful she is no longer in pain. She's with Darren and her siblings. I will be thinking of you all today, Kevin and Brian, and the day when you have Dawn's memorial. Kevin and Brian, my love to you both, even though we were miles apart, you and your families will always be a part of my life, and I know your mom would want us to stay connected. You're always welcome in my home. Bill, what can I say? You took just wonderful care of my sister, more than a lot of men would. When you took your vows, you both said, till death do us part. I will forever be grateful to you. Diane loved you so much, and her little doggies, and you made her happy. Thank you for writing that path.
I remember sitting on the couch one time playing I think it was the Game Boy Advance, trying to explain her Pokemon.
She probably didn't get that at all.
Yeah, no, went over her head for sure. But she sat there pretty patiently for a while.
Trying to understand.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked I didn't know her first name was Ruth until I saw something here. I said, oh, I didn't know your first name was Ruth. Oh, she just shudders.
Yeah.
She hates it so much. She hated that name.
I remember when I was up here, I told you this earlier, and she was on speakerphone with someone and they said Ruth, and I go, who's Ruth? Aunt Diane? And she goes, Jacob, don't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone wanted to piss her off, we just call her Ruth.
Oh, I bet.
Remember one story. Me and Darren, we both was living in Milwaukee at the time, and we was coming up to celebrate Diane's 50th birthday.
50th.
I think 50th, yes. And there was a big snowstorm. And we was on I-84, and we brought I think Darren brought 1 or 2 bottles of wine, and I had brought a gift for her. And there was a big wreck on 84 in the middle of, well, there was a lake on one side and a cliff on the other side. It was a woman truck driver, and she jackknifed and blocked the traffic, so we couldn't go nowhere. We were stranded for hours.
So what'd you do?
We opened up that bottle of wine, and me and Darren drank it all up. And then I had to go potty. And there, people was parked, and
Oh, God. You had a cliff on one side and a lake on the
so,
other?
so then I had to walk up, I don't know how far I had to walk up and climb over one of those guardrails and go to the bathroom. And then we got in touch with, when the police finally came, then he called your mom for us to let her know that, we wasn't in an accident, but we would be here,
I don't know why it took them so long to move the truck.
they probably had a heck of a time getting there.
Yeah.
Because we was way before exits,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And so they would have to go so far and turn around and go back up, and then the traffic, you know, you can't always get around junctions.
So did you stop after you got out of there and get another bottle of wine?
No, we did not.
Yeah.
But she didn't have any run for her arbor today. We can drink it. Well, we was starving, we was thirsty.
Good thing there wasn't cake in there
You
too.
you didn't have a roll of saltines to ration?
We didn't have much of nothing. I didn't travel with a lot of watering pot like I do now.
Yeah.
Or well, a toilet paper.
I've got, when I go back to my old pictures, you remember when you guys came over to the house and she was checking out my iPad, and I have all these like alien looking pictures of Diane where she was checking out my iPad and the photo booth on it. I'll have to show them to you, see if they're on my phone so that you can laugh, because her face is all squished in the middle and all long and all these funny looks on her. It's hilarious to see the pictures. But I made sure that those didn't go anywhere a long time ago. I was like, oh, these are funny, Diane, I think I'll keep these ones.
Yeah, I remember that day because we had an art class where we went outside at Wichita, so it was probably in like 5th, 4th grade, and tried drawing a tree, and I give the tree drawing to her, and she was happy to see it. And the next time I came up here, it was on the fridge still, and I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. Didn't think she'd hang it on her fridge, because my drawings aren't the best, but it was there. Also remember climbing into that camper and you guys were all watching a movie, and I joined in and watched the movie with you guys.
Oh, is that when Cindy was here and you guys came down and parked in the driveway, and then all of the girls went in the camper in the bed that time when Pat was here?
Yep.
Well, that was at Dawn's place, wasn't it?
No, you actually one time had to park over in their driveway
Yeah, you
too.
had it
Yeah.
parked in my driveway too.
Yeah.
I don't remember all the sisters being together then, though.
You might be right there. Maybe not all of the sisters were together then, but
That was Cindy.
About 4 of them.
right, because Pat and Cindy came and stayed at the house.
Oh, did
Was
they?
it? Was Pam there too?
I think so.
Pam came at one time and Anita came at one time, so I don't remember who was there at that.
Right.
I said I don't remember doing that.
Oh, I got a funny one.
Looks like Kevin.
So I was doing Diane's hair one day, and Kevin showed up to visit, and he was laughing because she became a blonde, and he says, "Hey, Mom, does the carpets match the drapes?" And Diane says to him, "I don't know about you, but I got hardwood floors." And I just died. And I've never seen Kevin so embarrassed in my life. I think he died a little that day too. You remember that?
Vaguely.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
It was funny. I was like, oh
I don't
man, and
remember
that
that
just popped
comment,
right
though.
out of her mouth like nothing.
The hardwood floors, I don't remember that.
I died.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. It just rolled off her tongue. And you turned so red. You didn't expect that. You didn't want to know that.
Yeah.
That's funny, huh? She made me this, I think she originally made it for an apron. And it's probably about this big, and it's all out of Levi's too. And it had big pockets and stuff in it. And she gave it to me to hang on my wall when I was a teenager, and I could put my curling iron and my makeup and all of the pockets.
that's
It worked
cool.
out really well. I still have it.
That's awesome.
I kind of think, what can I do with this? I might end up hanging it in the bathroom for the kids to use.
I thought that you had made an organizer out of it at your other house.
I did use it at one point as like an organizer.
Yeah.
Some of the
Hanging
pockets
up
are
in the
deep and
kitchen.
long, and some of them are shorter, just regularly by pockets.
I remember one time I came up here with $1 or $2 for my birthday or Christmas or something like that. We always came up here during like the winter time or something like that. And we went to the dollar store and I picked up a can of silly string. And I was like, Diane, I'm gonna go play with this in the front yard. And she says, okay, only if you clean it up. And I go to spray the can of silly string. And as soon as it made contact with the tree, it froze onto the tree. And I was nervous to come in to tell Diane, I can't get this silly string off the tree. It's frozen onto the bark.
No way.
Yeah, we had John and Sally over here playing cards one time, and we had some, John had to go to the bathroom, so he got up, went to the bathroom. I guess the can of spray that we had in there that was deodorizer spray was old. So when he got done, he grabbed the spray and went like this. Well, it came out like silly string. It was old. Silly and shower. And
Oh no.
Oh man.
so I thought, well, maybe next time I go over to their house, I'll actually take a can of silly string.
Yeah, David's dad brought some of that to the graduation party and was trying to hand it to the kids, and I was like, no!
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
BFM everywhere.
This stuff is hard to clean.
It is.
Well, Levi's not here to tell about his relationship with Diane, and I wished you could have came so you could have been added with us. But I can't remember any specific stories.
Well, I definitely know he taught both of the kids she taught both of the kids how to sew buttons, and they came home sewing buttons after their trip, and they could do little this, little that they were so proud of, because Aunt Diane taught them how to sew some buttons on stuff. And they came back with they made maybe some little pen cushions that they made.
Yeah, I know those.
Yeah.
I remember coming up here with them one time, and we had a blow-up mattress, and we were all trying to convince Diane to lay down with us. It was pretty funny.
What about all of the butterfly nets?
Butterfly nets? That was pretty wild too. I don't think anyone caught any butterflies. We tried though.
You all got butterfly net soap from Aunt Diane.
Yeah. I think we got like, I wouldn't say cages, they're like containers too.
Right. Little bug catcher containers.
Yeah.
We did.
We did catch frogs and put frogs in those though. My frog died.
Where, up at the farm?
Oh, I have no clue. It was
That was loud up there at night.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably
Yeah.
what it was. She bought them some butterfly nets.
Well, yeah,
and
the
some
frogs were as big
little-
as my fist.
yeah.
Oh.
I think I caught
Times
some
10.
small frogs.
Awful.
And
They can get loud too, man.
I got
They get
home and tried to
loud.
keep it in the top of my dark closet, and unfortunately it died because I had no clue what to do with the frog. I don't know how old I was. You know?
You had to be pretty young then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were loud, without a doubt. Remember Darren, when he was staying with us, he'd always go out, shut up! Go out in the back bed, shut up!
Scare them into submission.
Then he'd go out, flip the back porch light, try to get him to stop.
That's funny.
They went for a short time and they start back up again. Yeah, they were big. Great big frogs. You know, I don't know where they came from. I guess they like the pond we put in. We get little tree frogs around here, you know.
Little tiny ones.
Yeah.
They make a lot of noise too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like those big ones though.
I think that's what I caught was a little tree frog.
No.
That was kept that in the Holcomb house, I think. In that
Yeah,
cat
'cause
room.
you were probably
Yeah.
4.
Man, that room almost killed me, and it definitely killed that frog.
Dan, were you with us when we went up to that trip to Timberline? When you were a
No,
little kid?
he went, but
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't.
you and me and Mom, and I thought there was somebody else with us that went
Where
up
did
too.
we go?
Up to Timberline that one time. You guys drove into town, she came into town, and we took a trip, went up to Timberline that day. I don't remember if she stayed or she drove back home that day or not. Man, I can't imagine. You remember, you were about 8 years old.
Man.
Maybe you're 9 years old. I thought there was 5 of us in the car. The
Was
car was.
Grandma there too?
No, I don't think so, because we would.
Was Cindy? Cindy was in town that year? And Alyssa?
I thought
Cindy
it
and
was.
Alyssa.
Maybe it was like 5 of us. We went up in the car, which was packed like a sardine.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Sunday.
That might have been.
I think I got car sick up there, didn't I?
I don't remember that.
I
Was that
used
that
to
little
remember
glass
that.
of B210?
No, it was the Echo.
Oh, was it the Echo?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Where the hell was I?
I don't know. Must have been working.
I must have been at work, yeah.
One of the times she came down and brought down that barbecue and the back of the Echo and put it together.
Huh, I don't
The
remember
first
that either.
barbecue she brought down,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
put it all in the back seat of her car and then put it together.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do these all the time at work.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I don't remember that too well. Remember the top ramen, you know? The food.
The important things. Tap ramen.
Yeah. Still like it.
Okay, I'll read. When me and Diane was roommates in Oregon City, and we just taken a auto mechanics class together up in college. And she rented a Bella house with a garage, and she needed an oil change, and we knew what we was doing, so we was going to do the oil change ourselves. And
Remember her telling me this.
we had a roll of toilet paper for the filter, right? And we was doing this oil change out in the driveway. Well, it started pouring down rain, so we decided we would put the car in the garage and finish it. And so, of course, what we do, the cap was off of the oil, and we turned the car on, and the car was going, and it starts squirting oil all over the garage wall. So that was a nice mess to clean up when we was done.
That's funny.
You definitely learned a little lesson about mechanics that day.
Yes, we did. How to clean up oil as well.
Kitty litters?
Well, Diane used to put her brakes on her car by herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, me.
Give him a pat.
Okay, let's hear a story from you and Kevin.
I can remember I wasn't the one that was really part of the story. It was more Kevin. That when we went hunting back in whatever this was, '86 in eastern Oregon, and Kevin and Mom got lost hunting for the elk.
I do remember that. We're hunkered down.
That's scary, huh?
And we basically gathered up some firewood as much as we can while we still had some daylight, and we were ready to pretty much camp out the night, staying there around the fire. And we found a kind of a shelter-like thing that would be like your chimney top that spins with the wind, and it was to keep the salt licks dry for your cows out in the field. so they don't dissolve. Well, we'd taken that and tipped it over and used it kind of as a shelter too, because we were in like 1.5 feet of snow in a blinding snowstorm.
Wow.
And so we tipped that over and used it kind of like a firewall pit type thing, and gathered up firewood, and we were pretty much hunkered down, ready to stay. And I think that's when you and maybe Tammy and this little farmer was up feeding his cows, and you guys had seen us.
I was, a lot of people wasn't interested in going out in the blizzard to look for Diane and Kevin. And I was adamant that we were going to go and find them in the blinding snowstorm. And a farmer came out to go feed his cattle, and I said, can we go with you? And he took us around even further places, and we seen this glimmer, a little glimmer of light from the fire, and we kept dropping closer and closer to it. We thought you guys would have closed it out. And you might have, because it was a blizzard.
Wow.
It snowed like 1 foot in probably 4 or 5 hours maybe.
Wow.
And we just got turned around. This place, this Hillgard National Park is such a huge place, and we got turned around and we were lost.
And so what was so sad about the whole thing is her husband at the time, he was not so concerned that he was gonna go out and look for him.
Oh.
Was he?
Yeah, we didn't even have really any food with us. We had a day pack, and I think we were getting ready to ration off a package of saltine crackers. Ah, Jesus Christ.
Well, she probably had practice on that.
That's a week's worth of food. But yeah, that was an experience, I'll tell you.
Wow.
It was kind of scary.
It was very scary.
Jacob, one of his last trips up here, we were talking about it. He was trying to remember when he was up here last, and it was while I was pregnant with Trey. And Diane helped Jacob learn how to do some sewing on the sewing machine and make receiving blankets, really nice, perfect size receiving blankets. And I have a special bag of things like those receiving blankets and the handmade quilts that she made for the babies over the years, bagged up. Just special things that you can't replace, or they aren't anything you could buy at a store, you know.
Yeah, the trip before that when I came up here, I had my tonsils removed, and we stopped at a place, me and Grandma, to get a donut because I was hungry. And it had been a while since I ate last, and decided to get my favorite donut, an old-fashioned donut. And man, there's some jagged edges on those donuts. And
oh, with your tonsils?
yeah, I couldn't eat it with my tonsils taken up. And we finally got here, and there was a half-eaten donut, and she asked me why I didn't finish it, and I said, well, I didn't say anything because I couldn't really talk. I wrote on a little piece of paper, my tonsils got taken out, and I can't speak, and I can't eat the donut. She asked me what I wanted to eat, and I told her I wanted top ramen because that's my favorite food, and she was happy to oblige, and man, was that some good top ramen.
She could even make top ramen better. When I put the house on the market, last February, and I sent her pictures. She wanted to see what the house looked like when I put it on the market, and then she wanted to see what the other house looked like that I was trying to buy. And she commented, like, you still have that old comforter, that denim rag quilt that she made for me, and I was like, why would I get rid of that?
Out of the scrap Jeans?
Yes, why would I ever get rid of that? That's a one of a kind. That is heavy. It's good for winter time. Your
Oh,
blankets
that
do not
is
move.
So heavy.
Yeah, you can hardly pick it up and throw it on the bed by yourself.
That's the one that her and I made together with
Yes.
the embroidery.
Yeah.
I have a weighted
We
blanket, and I
embroidered on
think that
And
blanket
I
is
thought, well,
heavier.
it'd be nice. It's nice to, put on the bed to show.
Well, that's the one that you got all the seams that fray on around each square, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they did X's and O's.
I got pictures of that.
Yeah, I sent pictures of it on my bed, but she was surprised, how you still have that thing? And of course I have it. What are you gonna do with something like that? I mean, you can keep that thing's gonna last 10
Forever.
lifetimes.
No.